start thinking critically. I can see the northern people have started thinking critically, because for far too long, the northern people had been hot-winged, severally, politically hot-winged into accepting things that is brought to them hook, line, and sinker, especially if it has religious coloration. Anything with religious coloration, the northerners will accept it without question, because the respect we have for religion, the respect we have for Islam, and the respect we have for the religious institution, so we accept it. So our leaders have discovered this weakness, and they are using it against us. Do you know what triggered the French Revolution of 1789? The famous French Revolution that was led by one of the greatest military generals of all time and one of the finest military tacticians of all time, General Napoleon Bonaparte. At that time, France was ruled by a monarch called King Louis XVI, and France was going through serious economic recession at that time. So many factors were responsible for that revolution. At the time when the revolution began, France was bedeviled with serious economic recession. Despite the serious economic recession at that time, so many taxation were imposed on the people. There was financial crisis, there was poverty in the land, things were very expensive for the French people, there was high cost of living, and there was corruption. And then the system, the king was using the taxpayers' money to run an expensive lifestyle, to run an expensive monarchical system, bringing the clerics, that's the religious people, alongside, spending heavily on the religious people so as to use them against the people, to continue to maximize power, to continue to subjugate the people. That was the idea of bringing the clerics close to him, King Louis XVI. Using the taxpayers' money to run a very expensive system, and then the people were angry, and the revolution began. It all began with an attack on a prison in Paris, where a prison was attacked, and then the revolution began. And at that time, General Napoleon Bonaparte was a commander of the army. He took over. He championed the cause of the revolution and brought the king to justice. He brought the king to justice, and the king was executed immediately. And that was when the constitution of France changed. The monarchical, the structure of the monarchical system were crushed. No more monarchy in France. And then a new constitution was brought in. And then they called the new system of government directorate. Now, Napoleon observed the new system and discovered that the new system was not good enough. And then Napoleon staged a coup to oust the new system. Napoleon staged that coup and took out the new system and then assumed the leadership of France. That was the beginning of Napoleonic era. Napoleonic era. That was the beginning. So, Napoleon took control of France and began to expand his territory, began to strengthen his army. Napoleon became very strong and developed serious territorial ambition. He started annexing places, started annexing countries. He expanded the territory of the French territory far and beyond. But this problem started when he was trying to annex Russia. Napoleon had overstretched his army. He had opened so many fronts, and he was heading towards annexing Russia. And that was the beginning that his army started to become weakened. And that was where the trouble started. So Napoleon he was defeated at the Battle of Waterloo. That's when they would say, he met his Waterloo. At the Battle of Waterloo, that was when Napoleon was defeated. Napoleon went into exile in an island where he died. So the This is a food for thought for our contemporary leadership, where you have leaders using the taxpayers' money to the detriment of the taxpayers and running a very expensive system of government where the people are languishing, the people are going through pains, going through economic problems, going through hardship, and what have you. So, like what is happening today, we have to start thinking critically on how to address issues, and we have to start asking questions. We have to start bringing our leaders to answer questions. We have to start asking our leaders questions, and we have to start questioning some of their decisions. We have to start questioning some of their policies. We have to start thinking critically. A professor walked into a class and asked one of his students to walk out, and she reluctantly asks, why must she walk out? He said, let her just walk out. And that was what happened. She walked out and nobody said anything, and the lecture continued. So the professor stopped in the middle of the lecture and said, when I asked that student to walk, why didn't anybody talk? Why didn't anybody talk? And you're all afraid to talk? Why should I just ask somebody to just walk out for no reason? You're supposed to ask. So the professor told them, I want to teach you critical thinking. We have to start thinking critically. I can see the northern people have started thinking critically, because for far too long, the northern people had been hot-winged, severally, politically hot-winged into accepting things that is brought to them hook, line, and sinker, especially if it has a religious coloration. Anything with religious correlation, we the northerners will accept it without question, because the respect we have for religion, the respect we have for Islam, and the respect we have for religious institution, so we accept it. So our leaders have discovered this weakness, and they are using it against us. And sometimes they will bring in something polished with religious coloration, and we accept it. At the end of the day, we'll discover that it is just a deception. We have been hot-winged. That was what exactly happened when the ticket that brought in this government, that where people have started complaining. Already, some people are regretting bringing in this government that is tagged Muslim ticket. So now there's something that is currently happening where they say there are going to be some kind of gathering in the capital city for some kind of Quran festival. And people are now asking questions for the first time in the history of northern Nigeria, where something of religious something religious is brought before the people, and the people want to know what is contained in that festival. And people are beginning to entertain fear. People do not longer trust the system. People do not even longer trust the clerics. People are questioning the sincerity of purpose of this festival. For the first time, people are now asking serious questions, something that directly concerns religion. Because I told you, before, we accept things hook, line, and sinker without questioning the rationale behind that, without going deep to find out what are we accepting? What are we entertaining? We're supposed to ask critical questions. And this is what people are doing now. They are daring some issues. They are asking questions as to why, what is the reason behind this? Could it be it has some political undertone? Could it be it has some political coloration? Is it a move? This is what I am able to gather from what is happening. The northern people are questioning the sincerity or purpose of this festival. They are questioning the clerics that brought out this issue. They hope this is not another Muslim ticket, or they hope this is not another move to sell the president for for his next tenure. This is another move to market the president for his next tenure. This is what people are asking. So people are no longer, people are asking this serious question, thinking this is critical thinking. Once the northern man start asking critical questions, then you should know that he has been pushed to, especially when it concerns religion. For a northern man to question the sincerity of purpose, then you know that we have been pushed to the wall. The common man in the north has been pushed to the wall. He's asking questions, daring some of these issues that have religious coloration. We hope it is not another political maneuver, or it may have some political undertone.
All of us, including my humble self standing here, all the politicians in northern Nigeria, in the last 15 years, we should be held accountable to what is happening in northern Nigeria in terms of poverty, unemployment, lack of education, lack of security. As of 2016, some of us that live here in Kaduna, and Northwest in particular, were not aware of anything called banditry, kidnappings, or insurgency. If there's anybody here who is aware of that, can also attest to the fact that as of 2016, not 2019, 16, there was nothing like kidnappings even in Benogwari. I can tell you that for a fact.
We have had a northern president from Katsina for 8 years. Before he came, we did not have a single IDP. All our local governments were safe. Now Katsina State, 22 out of 34 local governments, that is 65% of Katsina, is under siege. Borno State is more secure and safer than Katsina. That we had a president who is from there. That is a failing of us northerners. We need to look at ourselves. And now here we are. We have a leadership, we have a vice president number 2 who is from the north. We have a Speaker of the House who is number 4, who is from the north. We have an SGF who is from the north. We have the senior most military officer who is from the north. We have all the ministers of defense from the north. We have the Minister of Police from the north. We have the National Security Advisor from the north. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will look at us and say, you guys have no excuse not to bring peace to your land. So it is up to us to look at ourselves in the mirror, we northerners, especially those in government, and lock the door and say, people, how do we take care of these problems? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the southwest cannot come and bring peace to us. It is us that must bring peace to ourselves. And it is not the military that will bring peace. I've said it again and again, banditry can never be won on the battlefield. We are just putting the military to clean up after this mess. They're everywhere. So northern leadership, all of us, must come in, lock the door and sit down and see how we can bring peace to our land. 15 years of Boko Haram, 9 years of banditry. Are we going to continue this forever? I have friends in the United States calling me and say, did you see the primary school where these kids were taken? Blown roof, nothing there. Well, this is the leadership of the North that fuels all of this. And we're looking elsewhere, we're blaming somebody else. No. Leaders of the North, those in government and out of government, it's time for us to look ourselves in the face and say, we have failed our people, we need to do better. The military cannot bring peace to ourselves. None. We must all get involved and stop this nonsense, this Boko Haram, this.
Welcome back, my people. I think I don't watch the video and hear everything people talk concerning the issue where we say not people get. See, okay, ever since we see we talk about this, we always come and say, okay, now then be the issue. Thank God, say, them themselves, they don't understand how everything did now, and they don't know, say, okay, now then be the problem of themselves. If you look at the first man, we say, he talk for inside this video, now not one person, when he talk, but he talk and say, now the leaders, we say, they get, now then be the main cocoa of all the issue they are facing in this country. Say, even not people, they suffer, like, thank God, say, their eyes don't they open, and the eyes of their youth now is now opening. As it don't they open so, thank God, make God continue to open their eyes on their leaders, because they won't turn this country like the way they want it turn now. They won't use tribalism and sentiment and religion spoil our country. So you know we're here waiting them talk for inside this video concerning the matter. Make una drop wetin una wan talk concerning this matter for inside video. And also if today is your first time, make you like our video and also share, subscribe. Thank you.